Phoenix is in need of a win and they were all set to go up against Blackwater last Saturday. However, due to adjustments in the schedule, they will now turn around and adjust to battle an undefeated TNT squad. The Fuelmasters are in need of a victory just to gain more momentum as the PBA heads into the midway mark of the tournament. TNT though is back after undergoing health and safety protocols, and they returned with a huge bang by beating the Elastopainters. Looked like they weren't gone at all. This is going to be the start of the rise, or do you stay ahead? It's Phoenix up against TNT here this Sunday afternoon. Anthony Stye here together with Ali Peak. Ali, these are one of those games that will prove to be very intriguing.
Yes, very, very intriguing. I'm curious to see how Phoenix is going to respond here. A lot of their main guys had a tough time putting numbers on the board in their previous game. The only consistent player was really Matthew Wright. It's going to be a bit of a challenge there for Phoenix to put some wins together if they can get this win tonight. But you're looking at a Talk and Text team that, man, pretty impressive coming from a 13-day layoff, being able to come back and beat rain or shine, who was one of the tough teams in the league, especially in the beginning. But good response by TNT, and now we see them as one of the top two teams in the league so far in this conference.
And just as a teaser for everybody that is listening to our program, as the program goes along, I'm going to be pulling Ali to talk about some of the things that Coach Chot does during a season, because he has played under Coach Chot for quite a while, and he was giving me a little bit of brief stuff here and there. I promise you, it's going to be very interesting, so please hang on to the air. But right now, let's break down this game. And Phoenix, their previous game is maybe something that they don't want to write home.
Well, again, they just had a really tough time putting numbers on the board. I mean, they didn't shoot the ball necessarily well from the field goal, but also the inconsistency in some of their main guys. Vic Manuel had a tough night. Jason Perkins has been struggling this entire conference. The only guy that was in double figures outside of Matthew Wright, who scored 29 points, by the way, was RJ Hazul with his three-point shooting, with his mixture of penetration. But very, very tough shooting night. You can see some of the numbers here for Phoenix. Just not the type of game that they want to really have, especially in this conference.
Well, you mentioned Matthew Wright. He came back. He's been in and out of the lineup because of an injury, but he came back, and just like TNT, it didn't seem like he's lost a beat.
Not at all.
He had very good numbers.
Well, look at that, 29 points, 10 for 21 field goals, 6 for 10 from the three-point range. However, he did have 5 turnovers, but he was pretty much steady. He was pretty steady throughout the whole night, putting up numbers each and every quarter. He's actually the only player to score every single quarter. Again, some of their main guns having a tough time going scoreless quarter after quarter. That can't happen in tonight's game.
No, definitely not, because we're going to break down TNT right now, and TNT coming off a resounding win after being out for just about 2 weeks. Didn't seem like they skipped a beat.
No, not at all. And this is one of the things that we're going to talk about through the course of the game. I mean, we're talking about 13 days of no real basketball games, but what's impressive about this was their ability to bounce back. And Coach Chut Reyes had a lot to do with that. He's been known to get his team prepared, but some of these numbers, very, very impressive. However, they were out-rebounded. That's a number that Coach Chut wants to plug real fast, because rebounding is a big part of Coach Chut's success, TNT's success as well. But you see some of the good things here. 22 assists, and then points in the paint, 44, and then of course being able to generate 12 points off of steals, turnovers committed by the team that they played before rain or shine.
On your screens, Troy Rosario, who actually was one of those players coming off the bench here for Coach Chot Reyes, and he just found a way to help out his squad and found a way to win.
Those are just solid numbers by Troy Rosario, 13 points, 14 rebounds. He is going to be crucial, Anthony, in the success of this TNT Tropang Giga team. We oftentimes think about JP Aram, we think about Kelly Williams as far as the bigs are concerned, but Troy Rosario is very, very important part of this offense. He has to have a really consistent conference, game in, game out. If they want to make finals, if they want to get to the finals, he's going to have to play really good basketball.
Everybody talking about the arrival of Mikey Williams, much ballyhooed player. They say he can come in, help immediately, but he himself, as Coach Chot said in the interview right after the game, will not be pleased with his first game, but still, you could see that he does have that flashes of brilliance here and there.
Well, I could see why they drafted this guy. You know, the statistics of Mikey Williams, Mikey Williams, excuse me, doesn't really show much, but we did see glimpses of what he can actually do out there. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. As time goes on, as he has games under his belt, especially getting adapted to the type of system that Coach Chut likes to run, what he expects from him offensively, defensively, and of course, running the show. He's gonna come along, believe me.
We're gonna take a break. We've set things up here for a good one. Our final game here this Sunday afternoon. I'm losing track of time. When we come back, it's Phoenix up against TNT in just a bit.
Action continues inside the United Sports Arena here in Pasay for the main game. In today's action in the 2021 PBA Philippine Cup, it's Phoenix Super LPG going up against the TNT Tropang Giga. And now let us meet the starters first for Phoenix Super LPG. Point guard from Pasay City, number 13, RJ Hazul. Shooting guard from Ramos Tarlac, number 7, Matthew Rice. Small forward from Isabela, number 4, Chris Banquiero. Power forward from Pangasinan, number 3, Jason Perkins. And at center from Olongapo City, number 24, Vic Manuel. Coaching Phoenix Super LPG is Topex Robinson. It is now time to meet the starters for the TNT Tropang Giga. Point guard from Cebu, number 13, Brian Heruela. Shooting guard from Talisay City, number 16, R.R. Pogoy. Small forward from Cagayan de Oro City, number 12, Glenn Cabuntin. Power forward from Cagayan Valley, number 18, Troy Rosario. And at center from Cebu, number 21, Kelly Williams. Coaching the Tropang Giga is Chuck Reyes. Game officials are Sherwin Pineda, Dax Nakanay, and Nino.
Starters for both these squads, Phoenix with Wright, Hazul, Manuel, Panchero, and Perkins. For TNT, it's Heruela, Pogoy, Williams, Cobuntin, and Rosario. Phoenix mixing it up once again. There were a couple of games that they had the Muses starting. Now here they have Chris Banchero. Finally, for them to be able to use the step-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
And more adjustments that need to be made on the part of Phoenix, particularly with Chris Banchero. You mentioned him a few seconds ago. And we saw him in his game back. He really struggled, but I mean, he also looked off. He looked like he wasn't in rhythm. His timing was completely off, and sometimes that takes time to get back on track. And we know what Chris Banchero's worth is. We know what he's capable of doing.
Very quickly, we're going to have a timeout here. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig. Yes, we just came off a timeout after that jump ball situation. And you and I are shaking our heads, trying to find out what exactly transpired here. But Kib Montalvo has suddenly checked in here for Troy Rosario.
Well, I mean, who knows what it is? I'd like to try to get inside the mind of Coach Chut right now, but it's either something that he didn't like. Remember, this is a very young TNT team, and he's trying to build a foundation here. And if there's a coach that has that type of blueprint, it's Coach Chut.
Just to give everybody an idea exactly of what happened during that huddle, Ali and I were listening in, of course, from a distance, and everybody was huddling up. Coach Chut posed the team a question, and then 4 or 5 of the guys in the huddle all pointed to Kib Montalvo. And then suddenly, Chut just looked at Montalvo and said, enter the ball game. So that's
I don't know.
That is really intriguing.
I'm probably going to have to go ahead and give Kelly Williams a phone call later on tonight. But I mean, there's a lot of audibles that Coach Chut Reyes likes to call through the course of the game, and this could be one of them.
As early as now, Ali, give us some of the things that Coach Chut would do to you guys when you were playing for him, just to make sure that you guys are on your toes.
Well, I mean, if we're not making our free throws, he's been legendary for this. As Jason Perkins gets on the scoreboard, Jason Perkins has been struggling this whole conference. He needs to get himself going. But just getting back to some of the stories of shooting free throws at halftime while everybody else is going to the locker rooms, including the opposing side. And then you got fans sort of wondering what in the world is going on. You know, he's doing it to get us motivated and to teach us a lesson. Hey, I'm not going to tolerate you guys missing free throws.
And so he says, everybody else go to the locker room?
If that's something that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. But the thing is, I remember Don Aliato, because he was playing for TNT at that time. He said, hey, Ali, you got to come back and shoot some free throws. I said, hey, I made my free throws. I'm going straight to the locker room. I'm not going to be embarrassed. But he's done that time and time again. I remember he did that at Coca-Cola. He did that particularly to Rafi Rivas. You can ask him. He'll tell you all about it.
And we're going to be giving you more snippets of what Coach Chut does, just to make sure that his team is on their toes. And right now here, Phoenix off to a very good start, up 6-3.
Well, your main guns, guys that helped you get to the Final Four last year, getting on the scoreboard. You see Jason Perkins diving for the loose ball. Very, very important that the rest of his teammates see that. But I think one of the major keys for the success of Phoenix is everybody in sync with one another. They're not in sync, but this is a nice play here. You know, Matthew Wright finding Vic Manuel, the muscle man. We're seeing a lot of good execution by Phoenix so far in this game, and that's a very good sign.
Little breakdown on defense there for TNT. That's not going to make Coach Chut happy. But early goings here.
You know, Anthony, just keep in mind, though, all of these things may sound unorthodox. They are unorthodox, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, this is a person I've won 4 championships with, and you know, a lot of the players that I've spoke to that have played for Coach Chut, particularly Ryan Reyes, Jason Castro, Kelly Williams, they were more than happy to find out that he was coming back. And it just shows you what type of relationship is formed through the years. Coach Chut hadn't been back in a very, very long time, almost a decade, and yet actually a decade, and yet some of his old warriors were happy that he was back.
Well, TNT looking to be able to get a championship here if they can, and just like that, Cobuntin hits from the corner, and we are tied at 6. It's going to be our first deadlock of the ball game. Cobuntin has had a very good start to the conference as well.
Yes, he has.
Perkins answers with a 3 of his own.
I think he was listening to me, Anthony, because Jason Perkins, so far so good the way he started off this game.
Looks like Coach Chut would want to give Mikey Williams a little bit more time on the court. Montalvo puts up that 3, a little bit short. Goes over to the other side on that rebound. Here's the muscle man once again. Up against Williams, and he scores. He's got 4 points.
It's going to be a very tough matchup for Kelly Williams. Very, very important, because one of the things that Morocco had done with Phoenix was they did a really good job in containing and shutting down Vic Manuel.
Williams from way downtown, just short.
There's a lot of new parts here. There's a lot of new players that are getting accustomed to the standard of what Coach Chut expects with his teams. So that in itself is an adjustment.
Manuel gets away once again. He's got 6 points.
And Coach Chut is the one that called that timeout. He does not like what he sees defensively. And one of the things that TNT cannot afford is to allow this man right here, the muscle man, to get off. This is a nice backdoor play by Vic Manuel. Seeing where his defender is, Kelly Williams was playing him a little bit too high, lost contact with him. The muscle man was able to make that nice move, that nice cut in receiving the basketball.
So we got a 30-second timeout. Maybe time for you to give us a little bit more information on what Coach Chut did to you.
There's a lot. I mean,
there was one time you were saying when you were abroad, and he brought you to the desert.
Yeah. I mean, being in Qatar for training, right before the start of the season, he had us in the middle of a tournament, a Qatar tournament. You had Kazakhstan there, you had Slovenia there, and you also had the Qatar national team. If you can imagine, right in the middle of the tournament, he takes us out to go in the desert. We camp out in the middle of the desert, and we have our team building there. We wake up the next morning, get our stuff packed, and go straight back to the hotel. Guess what? We have to play in a few hours. But those were the types of situations he put us in because he wanted us to be ready for any type of situation, and it worked.
And that's why you were telling me before this game, you weren't surprised.
I'm not surprised.
That TNT came out guns blazing.
Absolutely, I'm not surprised at all that they played a pretty good game. They're pretty sharp. The only thing was just getting out-rebounded.
They got out-rebounded, but they still won the ball game. So they find themselves right now down by 7.
Right now, their offense is not clicking. A little bit of, mis-synchronization here on the part of TNT. And this is one of the challenges by Coach Chut, or this is one of the challenges that Coach Chut's going to have to really address here. Again, a lot of new players, not accustomed to the standard, and of course the tradition. We've seen a few nice plays here by Phoenix. That was a nice backdoor cut. This time, Vic Manuel returning the favor to Matthew Wright.
That's 2 backdoor plays back-to-back there. Not a good sign defensively for TNT.
Well, they're going to have to tighten up defensively. And right now, their offense is struggling. They're trying to reorganize here because Phoenix is in a 2-3 zone.
Another turnover, Banchero. Perkins kicks it out. Hazul can hit that and does.
Great passing by Phoenix. Good ball distribution.
And it's a 12-point lead here for Phoenix. A team that really needs this victory, but at the same time, TNT looking sluggish here today. Nice cut.
That was a nice pass there by the big JP Adam. And right now, TNT just needs to settle down. They're bringing in some of their major weapons here. Jason Castro coming in to pacify things. Of course, Jason Castro has been a long-time member of this Talking Tex group.
We saw Jason Castro coming off the bench the last time out as well. Pogoy launches a 3, short. Tracked down there by Rosario, who started out this ball game. 5 seconds through, he was out. Now he's back. We're gonna have an offensive foul here.
Well, these guys look like they're still trying to get adjusted to Mikey Williams and vice versa. Mikey Williams cut to the corner. He was wide open. You see our Pogoy make this move to the basket virtually against 3 Phoenix Fuelmasters. He could have kicked it off to the right side where Mikey Williams was there waiting. So these guys are still trying to get familiar with one another.
And it's very evident, but nonetheless, they picked up the victory the last time out. And so TNT has started out this conference at 2-0. Phoenix badly need to get back into the win column right now. They're at 1-3 and close to the bottom of the standings. You don't want to be in the the bottom 4 positions, or else it could be a very short tournament.
Yeah, definitely. And you could see the sense of urgency right now in this first quarter by Phoenix. It's very good to see. And their offense is firing on all cylinders right now, Anthony, and I'm really impressed with that. Great execution, great ball distribution, and the key guys are knocking down shots early.
Travel is going to be called there, and Williams. Lead is still at 12.
Look at this handoff here. Vic Manuel immediately rolls to the basket. The defense is late to react. Buckets.
The offense once again looking to increase this lead even more. Panchero stops, pops, and hits.
And he's another guy that is really, really crucial to this Phoenix team. Not just someone that can score about 15, 16 points a game, but also a very, very tough defensive player and can run your offense. This matchup zone is giving all types of fits to TNT right now. They don't know what to do with it.
4:41 remaining. As you said, TNT looks a little bit lost here.
They're very lost.
Phoenix will now sue for time. We'll be back. Welcome back to our game, and when you talk about Vic Manuel, Jason Perkins, we talked about them very briefly in the pregame. Take a look at this graphic. These are 2 gentlemen that really need to be able to up their numbers.
Well, especially Jason Perkins, he needs to get into the double-figure range now. He was averaging around 15, 16 points per game in the last conference. Vic Manuel's numbers were higher prior to this game, only 13 points. He looks like he's getting off to a really good start. Both guys look like they're getting off to a really good start, and that's a very, very good sign for Phoenix.
They've been running their offense so fluidly.
And I talked about this. About this before. You know, some teams have figured it out earlier than others. You know, we're talking about Phoenix 1-3 record right now, but sometimes it takes until the middle of the conference, which we're approaching right now, for these guys to start finding their synchronization with one another. Vic Manuel knocks down a jumper from the top of the key.
It's now the biggest lead of the ball game here for Phoenix. It's at 16, huge points. Castro will enter the line now for 2 free throws.
So you got Jason Castro. Let's take a look at this. Fakes the handoff, Vic Manuel. JP Adams way off of him. First of all, he's got to have his hands up, and he has to be a little bit closer. What he was afraid of was getting taken by Vic Manuel. But Vic Manuel read that perfectly. But now you have Exmaniano into the ball game for TNT. So that should be a pretty pesky lineup from the guard spot. Actually, you have a 3-guard lineup by Talking Text. Mikey Williams, Jason Castro, and Chris Exmaniano.
Williams still in the ball game here. Coach Short really giving him all the repetitions needed to be able to enhance his game. A little bit too strong that time from Perkins. 4 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. Castro, short. It's gonna stay here though. You can see when Jason Castro comes in, there's just a whole semblance of order.
What I'm seeing right now is a lot of disorganization. You know, in this offense, this dribble drive offense, even though they're in the zone offense right now, you can see that sometimes the bigs of TNT get lost of where they're supposed to go. So that's another adjustment.
0-2 right now for Mikey Williams. Banchero with a kick out. Manuel can hit that 3. Short that time. Williams with the rebound. This is where he might be able to thrive. Nice pass. He can really spot the open man.
One of the things that I want to see is Talking Techs push the basketball because they have the capability to do that. And again, that's another part of what Coach Chut likes to do, get out and run. We saw a glimpse of that with Mikey Williams finding Troy Rosario underneath the basket.
Troy, boy, he bricked that one. That was quite surprising. Oh,
It's just straight off the backboard. Now, there's a little bit of a backstory here, Anthony. Now, the Phoenix bench in the bubble was really giving Troy Rosario all types of fits when he would go to the free throw line. So this is a bit of a challenge for Troy Rosario.
Misses both. That's a good miss though. That was straight. Just a little bit too strong. And I'm inside.
That's what Mikey Williams can bring to this team. Being able to find some of his teammates. That was a beautiful pass after penetration.
Right back in the ball game once again. Perkins launches a 3 offline. Justin Chua has checked in for Phoenix. Getting away and missing is Castro. Nice cut. Eximiniano will kick it out. Extra pass finds Williams. Williams. Still not going to drop. 0-3 from the field.
I'll be honest with you, Anthony. I was expecting him to drive and take it all the way to the basket because, again, that's part of what Coach Chut's looking for.
Azul short on that one. And suddenly, the shooting for Phoenix has gone a little sour here. They're up though by 12. Garcia's going to check in now for the very first time here this afternoon.
That was actually something that I forgot about, Anthony, the backstory between this Phoenix team and TNT, particularly Troy Rosario. There was a lot of trash talking between both of these squads in the PBA bubble. So you got to wonder if that's on the mind of Troy Rosario, especially when he went to the free throw line.
That surprised me.
I mean, it's one thing to miss, but those are pretty uncharacteristic type misses by Troy Rosario.
Especially that first one. Uh-oh, if they get to this one.
Coach Chut cannot be happy with that. You got to sprint back on defense.
They caught a bit of a break there. That could have been a
They
layup
did.
on one end.
It looked like Matthew Wright was going to catch up with that basketball.
First entry now of Jay Washington. He didn't play it last time out. Marcelo came in and gave them quality minutes, as he always does. Mikey Williams still on the floor. See how this speeds up the offense. 3-guard rotation. Eximiniano for 3. No.
You could tell that they're still they're not used to playing with Mikey Williams at all, and vice versa. Mikey still trying to figure out who he can kick the ball out to in terms of three-point shooting is concerned. Like, all of these come into play here. These are all big factors understanding your personnel, knowing which guys are the guys sitting out there that you know that when you penetrate, those are the guys that are going to knock down that shot.
Perkins denied. Under a minute to play here in period number 1. Eximiniano finally gets it to go.
There we go. Chris Eximiniano, one of the tough defensive players, going all the way back to his Alaska days, even for Phoenix, and now for TNT.
Right, looking for space. Tap from the back from Williams. Williams attacks, puts it up the board, basket and 1.
And that's why I wanted to see more of, and that's something that he can definitely do. He can push the ball, Anthony, and he can make these types of plays. Correction, Eximiniano was with rain or shine, not Phoenix. That's a nice take there by Mikey Williams off the glass, which makes it even more impressive. So I think that's one of the keys here for TNT. Get stops, push the basketball, try to run the ball down Phoenix's throats.
Menesha will check in here for Phoenix. He's had a decent start to his career and protecting that ball. Foul's going to be called on Castro.
You know, confidence is everything. You know, and sometimes the lack of confidence can break you. And one of the things that I made sure of was when I first came into the PBA, you remember that, of course, it was make sure that I came in with lots of confidence and also showing confidence. That's another thing. The opponent, everyone, even your teammates seeing the way you carry yourself, those are all huge factors.
Manuel with a lot of confidence, but misses that shot. Nonetheless, Phoenix with a great start, and they hold on here. And Big Manuel was a big part of that.
10 points, 3 rebounds, 5 for 7. He got off to a really good start. But on top of everything else, Phoenix got off to a really good start as a team. We saw a lot of great looks, but most of those came from that man right there, the muscle man, Big Manuel.
Welcome back to the Nana Sports Arena for our battle between Phoenix Super LPG Fuelmasters and the TNT Tropang Giga. TNT coming off a 2-week layoff, got off to another good start despite the fact that they were out for just about 14 days. Now sporting a 2-0 record up against Phoenix, who's reeling right now. They're at 1-3, badly, desperately need a victory here. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Mikey Williams still in the ball game here, playing just about every single second of this one. Attacking the basket there. Basket in one situation, just couldn't convert on the free throw. He does have a few assists. But it looks like Coach Chot is giving him every single opportunity to get used to the PBA, Ali.
Well, definitely. You know, that just getting used to the physicality, the way other teams play, the style of play. This is a guy that's coming over from the ABL, and a lot has been anticipated of the arrival of Mikey Williams, and I think that he's a very, very important piece to the success of this TNT team. I think it was a great pickup in the draft, especially for a guy like Ray Parks exiting. This is definitely a guy that can fill in that gap. But you're looking at a player that's about 6'2", fourth pick overall, and a pretty solid player. This is not a young rookie coming into the league. This is a seasoned veteran who just so happens to play in other professional leagues. So there's a lot of experience there. You see that Phoenix is mixing up the defense. It's keeping the offense of TNT off balance here. And you can see the confusion with TNT and trying to work their offense against those zone defenses deployed by Coach Topex Robinson.
Phoenix still up by 10 here. Trying to find Chua. Was Hazul. That was just too tight of a pass. Montalvo, nice find. It's not gonna drop. There's Manuel once again. He's got 12 points in this contest.
He's such a horse. You know, he just out-rebounded the entire front line of TNT.
Williams kicks it out. Marcelo. To Washington. Back out to Williams. That falls in the hands of Williams. Excuse me, of Washington. He gets blocked. That's a quick pass. Williams, Marcelo, straight to Washington. There, watch it here. But again, Manuel's there and says, not on my watch.
Wow, you know, I remember 10 years ago, Jay Wash would have dunked that. But, you know, look, Vic Manuel is Vic Manuel.
Azul forcing that one, doesn't get the call. Here's Castro, whips a pass inside, finds Pogoy.
So even though TNT is down by 10 points, they are finding their players, particularly the underneath the basket. So points in the paint have been working for TNT so far.
Here comes Castro once again. Williams with still a lot of time. Breaks down his defender. Made that look so easy.
Very easy, and again, that's what we're talking about. You saw him get out in the break, attack the basket, kiss it off the glass, go to the free throw line, and then we see this penetration right here. So as time goes on, guys, as time goes on, especially for the TNT fans, a lot to be excited about with this rookie.
Chua able to handle that. And the pass all the way to the stands.
You see this take right here. RJ Hazul is anticipating a pull-up jumper, but instead, Mikey Williams blows right past him.
Bounce pass, almost a travel there.
And
Williams kicks it out.
He had Dave Marcello underneath the basket.
Manuel leading the break. 3-on-1. Might keep it himself. Gives it up at the last minute.
Nice pass there, muscle man to his former teammate from Alaska, Chris Banchero.
What can Manuel not do? He had a block, he had a steal. Led the fast break there, but here, from the outside once again, starting to heat up, is Marcelo. He can hit that.
Yes, definitely. Dave Marcello in the corner. So TNT chopping at this lead.
Chua, short. Mikey gets it back. Two-man game, Mikey finds Castro. Castro, a little bit too strong. against 7.
Take a look at this nice pass here on the break. Vic Manuel with the 360 assist to Chris Banchero.
He wanted to make sure that the defense really reacted to him.
Of course. Seriously, I don't know if I can make that pass in my prime.
He would have just dunked it, Ali.
I probably would have, yeah, you're right.
He would have taken off, little past that free throw line and just slammed it through. I know you, buddy.
Check out my Instagram, guys. It's there.
I told you. What pass? Here comes Garcia now. Phoenix protecting the 7-point lead. Banchero tries to get away, but a foul is going to be called here. Alejandro has checked in. The sniper.
So many new faces on this TNT squad. The rookie Nick DeMusis checks in for Phoenix.
Nick started a couple of games here. Has gave a good account of himself.
It's a good offensive rebound there by Dave Marcelo.
Lead pass doesn't work. It falls to Alejandro. Williams to Marcelo. Marcelo, he was wide open for that 3.
Phoenix is doing a good job of keeping the bigs of TNT off the boards. Great box out there by Jason Perkins.
Well, he's got the body to box you out. Pascual hits.
Three-point shooting capability of the bigs of Phoenix. Jake Pascual coming off the bench, contributing.
Lead is back up to 10. Alejandro thought about it and hits.
That's what they need. They need that type of production by JJ Alejandro. JJ Alejandro, very talented offensive player. Looks like Dave Marcelo took a hit down below. Been a lot of jostling for position here, and you see that box out. Yeah, that's a little bit of a message there. And, you know, there was a little bit of mustard on that. I like to call it mustard or sauce on that box out by Jason Perkins, sort of sending a message to his former teammate, Dave Marcelo.
Right from the outside hits.
Corner three-point shot by Matthew Wright. 29 points in his last game.
And the lead is still at 10. Kobutin is checked in. He did start out this ball game. Almost at the halfway point of the second period, and we're gonna have a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. One of the major acquisitions for Phoenix here this conference has been Chris Banchero. And he finally started out today, and he's done quite well.
Well, considering coming from that first game versus Meralco, and you know, at that time Meralco was one of the top defensive teams in the league. They still are, but you could tell that he was still not all the way 100% there. He looks a lot better in this game, especially when he started things off. So, you know, it's going to take more time for Chris Banchero to get acquainted. This is a new team for him, a new system for him, new faces. So, the good sign is this, what he's been able to do. He's been able to set up some of his teammates. We did see a shot from the top of the key by Chris Banchero, and that's why they brought him in, to orchestrate and lead this team and run the offense.
Williams kicks it out. 3 there for Pugoy, short. The Muses with the board.
You can see the chemistry is not there, and you know they're all still trying to get used to the way Mikey Williams runs the offense.
But he's getting the reps. He's played a little over 15 minutes here. He'll get it right back.
Nice pass. Wow. Beautiful pass there to R.R. Pugoy.
Lead is still at 8 though. Seems like TNT can't breach that 8-point gap. Banchero brings it back up to 10.
Right on point. Chris Banchero. And again, this is a guy that's very capable of scoring in bunches. You know, so don't be surprised if he has 20-point nights in this conference. It's what he's very capable of doing.
And now Rosario hitting from 3.
You know, TNT is down right now, Anthony, but their offense is steady. It's working. It's working. And what they're doing is they're starting to cover that gap.
Lead now at 7. They breached the 8-point mark. Here's Williams in the open court.
They're getting stops defensively, and they're getting out in transition in that last offensive sequence.
Lead is now down to 5. 4:10 remaining. First half. Perkins asking for it. Eventually gets it. 2-man game here with Wright. Matthew with a jumper. No. This is last touch, the Muses.
Something J.J. Alejandro is going to have to really focus on. He looks like he's guarding Nick DeMuses. Nick DeMuses is 6'4". Looks like he's well over 220 pounds. That's one heck of a matchup in terms of boxing out. You saw him crash the boards there. Looked like J.J. Alejandro had a tough time trying to box him out.
Kelly Williams checks in. He started out this ball game for TNT. Mikey Williams has been replaced. Castro now running the show. Kobutin brings it in. Gets his own rebound. Boy, Kobutin is a feisty player.
He is. Looks like he dropped some weight. It's a lot better. I've always been impressed with him in his game, even going back to NLEX, Anthony. He's always been a really good scorer.
That's why he's in there. Pass from Maximiliano goes awry.
You can see some of his teammates saying, hey, shoot the ball, shoot the ball. It's a little bit too much passing there. If you're open, take the shot.
Banchero. Really want to dance. Gives it up. Here's Manuel. He's been silent, and that's when I said it attacks. Steal from Eximiniano. Out to Kobutin. Kobutin skies, misses. Quickly over to Manuel. Manuel challenges. Williams blocks it from his hands. Alejandro stops, pops.
Whoa.
Misses everything.
That was way off there.
Now they're going to walk it up. He's going to call a timeout here. Not a good sequence for both those squads. last 30, 40 seconds. We got a timeout. We'll be back. Welcome back to our coverage as we take a look at Mikey Williams finally settling in. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists in about 16 minutes of action.
Well, you can still see that he's trying to figure things out, but so far so good for Mikey Williams. He's looking really good. We've seen some of the things, glimpses of the things that he can actually do out there in the long game, in the long run. We saw some nice dishes to some of his teammates. We saw him get out in the break, score, convert, and we've seen a couple of jump shots. So really good from Mikey Williams so far.
Welcome back to our coverage. We're coming to you from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig. It's Phoenix up against TNT. Phoenix now up by 5. Anthony Sutay together with the Man Mountain, Ali Peak.
Thank you. No, it's cool. We can. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I got over it. I got over the age thing, you know. Acceptance is one of them. I think I accepted that. I accepted it, sort of. But
just to let everybody know about the backstory, as Matthew Wright hit that 3-point shot, Ali doesn't like me calling him the Man Mountain anymore. He says he's not mountain no more. He's mellowed down with age and not as big. I still think he's big.
I want to give it to someone. I just can't figure out who I want to give it to in the PBA right now. So if anyone has any suggestions, you can hit me up. Shameless plug here, Anthony, at MTNPeak34. Go ahead and do it. I'm all open.
Then you're going to have to change your Twitter handle.
That's fine. That's fine.
We can't give it to Muscle Man because
he's already the Muscle Man.
Yeah, he's already the Muscle Man.
We got to give it to someone
it would fit, though.
He would definitely. Oh, I would love that.
Little over 2 minutes remaining here. Still an 8-point lead once again by Phoenix. Wright loses his footing. 4th shot there from Perkins. Cobuntin will be called for the foul.
It almost went in, but you could see that they have Chris Exmaniano now on Matthew Wright to body him up, and you see that he did a pretty good job on that offensive play there, playing pretty good defense, denying him, getting him to stumble, almost causing a turnover.
Perkins, his first. Knocks it down. Pogo is going to check in. Phoenix trying to get this back to a 10-point lead, Ali.
Our Pogoi was huge in the PBA bubble last conference. So was Jason Perkins. And again, I've said this time and time again, Jason Perkins is one of those guys that is really going to have to come on strong here halfway through this elimination round. So Mikey Williams looks like he lost the handle on that shot.
Trying for an acrobatic shot, didn't go. Panchero. 10 seconds. Now Wright. Pogoy all over him. Teammates in the national squad. Wright just hoisted that one up. It's going to land to Pogoy. Pogoy will finish. No. But the putback's going to be there for Cobuntin.
Nice follow-up there by Cobuntin, but you saw the defense there. Adjustments have been made. They're starting to collapse and double team on Matthew Wright whenever he has the basketball and he starts to make a move to the basket.
Demusis spins, gives it up. Shot clock down to 6. Nice pass. Demusis finishes.
And Vic Manuel's been the playmaker in this first half for Phoenix. Pretty impressive.
Here's Castro.
Nice
Nice
pass
handoff.
And that's
Easy 2 points there for Kelly.
And that's part of the type of offense that Coach Chut likes to run. You know, where he has the big men sort of adjust in sort of a string. You know, wherever the guard goes, the big man will either go underneath the basket or go in front of the basket. And oftentimes they get that handoff pass or that dish pass to all they have to do is just go straight up and score.
26 seconds remaining here before the halftime break. TNT making a run. Well, they're definitely within striking distance, Ali.
For sure, for sure. But when you got Vic Manuel sort of leading things and setting up plays, this is a nice play here all the way from the three-point line. You expect a guard to do something like this, but it's Vic Manuel setting up Nick Demusis for that shot there.
Gotta be able to move without the basketball. Let's see if they go right back to Vic Manuel. Let's see what Coach Chot also drew up, because TNT will get possession here. It's about 8 seconds remaining in their shot clock. TNT already in the penalty. Phoenix with 4 more fouls to give. Nice denial there by Williams. No look pass. And the extra tip goes to Castro.
Looked like a telegraphed pass there, you know. Kelly Williams with long arms.
Manuel can't hit that 3. Pugoy just taps it, and that is where we're going to end the first 2 quarters of play here at the Inares Sports Arena.
Good defense in that last defensive sequence by TNT, causing that turnover, resulting in a bucket.
Both these teams battling it out, wanted to get the victory. We'll find out who will take home the W come the second half. It's 45-40, Phoenix over TNT.
Ito na po, Bayang Pilipinas, ang inaantay ninyo. Si Yomir Marshall ng Pilipinas laban kay Armand Darchinian. Bawat boksingero natin ay may kanya-kanyang fight plan. You know, si Marshall immediately going to the body, then shifting his attention to the head. Here comes Marshall, going to the head. 1, 2, 3. It's not just 1, 2, it's 1, 2, 3. It's a standing 8. It's a standing 8. That was a lethal combination, and Darchinian, oh, he's going to come back roaring here. And a caution. But these punches continue to fly away, and he's hitting Darchinian. Oh! Oh! He's floored! I think it's done! It is done. It is done. Oh, look at that. Bang! He spun around. He was gone. Chepui. Boom! A huge win by Yomir Marshall. It started with a standing 8 and then knocked him down. And Marshall has already guaranteed the Philippines of a bronze medal. But why stop there? He's going to go all the way.
Shot Reyes is back and with a bang. Last Saturday, Reyes led TNT to its first victory in the 46th season of the PBA. It was a perfect reintroduction for the 57-year-old tactician who led TNT to multiple titles. Despite the win, Reyes refused to say that TNT is a championship contender.
This is a work in progress. All we're worried about now, all I'm worried about now is next practice. So what to expect looking into the future, we absolutely have no idea.
In February, no less than TNT team owner Manny V. Pangilinan offered Reyes to return to the PBA. The former Gigas coach admitted it was not an easy decision due to his busy schedule, but ultimately, he said yes. His reason was simple. He wanted to be part of an organization that will shape the future of Philippine basketball.
And then just wala-wala, and then biglang meron na. So it was really a test of our agility and versatility as a coaching staff, as an organization. And yun talaga yun. That's really the world that we live in now. The world that we live in is very unpredictable. And so, we just had to make sure that we are able to cope with it.
Before returning to coaching, Reyes was busy engaging in family businesses and served as a motivational speaker in various events. Pero ano nga ba ang mga na-miss niya sa PBA?
Ang pinaka na-miss ko really is the camaraderie, yung kantsawan, yung kwentuhan. You know, we went to a Lawag bubble, we went to a Batangas bubble, and yun talaga yung na-miss ko eh. More than anything that I miss in the game, it's really that the interaction, the relationships, getting to know these players and figuring out ways to get them to play their best.
Amazing. This is something I've been bugging him about for years already. And for him to be here and for me to be able to play for him for another couple of years, it's exciting. So it should be fun.
Since rookie ko, siya yung coach ko. And then sa Gilas, siya yung coach ko. So marami sa amin mga veteran, siya yung parang pinaka mentor at the same time coach namin. Hopefully yung mga young guys din, yun din yung ma-feel nila.
Reyes hopes that with the return of the PBA, they will give a ray of hope for Filipinos amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
By coming back to play, we're giving a lot of people hope. Kasi nakikita nila na maski pa paano nakakabigay tayo ng kasiyahan or sometimes an escape sa mga kababayan natin na medyo masyado na silang nalululong dito sa sitwasyon, sa COVID, sa mga paghihirap. So hopefully for a few hours every day, we're able to give our fellow Filipinos an escape. And also, we're able to give them hope that as long as they keep staying together and they keep trying, things will turn out well. And I think the PBA coming back to play is an example of that.
With Reyes' return, TNT is hoping to end its championship drought. At malay natin, ngayong season na mangyayari ang kanilang inaasam na kampyonato. And that would be an interesting redemption story to tell.
Drop in the break. Over Arwin Santos. Arwin Santos. Hey, he got posterized on that one. Hooks it over to Jumper. Jumper at the baseline jam with a foul to boot. Chance for the three-point play. Nabigay, Lassiter. What are they going to do? Well, they tried to go for the foul, I think. Arwin Jumper. Oh, that's really big. That's really big.
And yun nga, Arwin Santos just makes the shots whenever you need them.
Oh, clear their skyways. As Malonzo slam dunk.
Seconds. Paul curling for the win. Tanggalan! A last second find
What a great, well-executed play. We called
Wow!
Halftime here at Inara Sports Arena in Pasig finds Phoenix up by 5, 45-40 over TNT Tropang Giga. As we take a look at the highlights, and a lot of the highlights belong to Vic Manuel.
Yes, absolutely. You know, he's one of the guys that got started quickly in this game. Most important thing is all their main scorers, particularly from last conference, got involved right away, and that was big for Phoenix. They were able to establish a pretty sizable lead in this first half. But then we see some of the reason why TNT picked up this young man in Mikey Williams. You saw some pretty good things from this guy. Then all of a sudden, being able to take his man off the dribble, particularly RJ Hazul. And even though TNT would make some of their runs felt in this first half, we saw plays by Vic Manuel setting up some of his teammates. We saw quite a few of those.
Here's Williams on the break. That's why he's got 6 points in the contest.
Of course, Chris Banchero looking more and more like his normal self, hitting Matthew Wright for that three-point shot. But some of the stats here, both teams, their field goals, actually TNT struggling a little bit, only 38%, while Phoenix doing a pretty good job, 50%. Steals go in favor of TNT. Points off of those turnovers, 9 for Talking Tex. Bench points is another statistic that is in the favor of Tropang Giga, 24 points to 7, fast breaks 8, but really it's been the defense of Phoenix, especially those zones deployed by Coach Topex Robinson, that's given Talking Tex a bit of a rough time getting into their offense, into the flow of offense, let alone figuring out how to play and sync in with Mikey Williams.
Those halftime stats were brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. So take a look at the leading scorers.
Well, Vic Manuel's led all scorers with 13 points. Right behind him is Matthew Wright. Jason Perkins getting involved as well, 6 points. Chris Banchero, 6. RJ Hazul with his contribution of 3. On the other side, Talking Tex, RR Pogoy, and Mikey Williams both with 6. Glenn Kabuntin and Jason Castro, 5 and 4. And then Chris Examignano with that 3-point shot on the wing.
So no players yet for Tropang Giga in double digits, but they're just down by 5. And you can see two-headed monster here for Vic Manuel and Matthew Wright to lead the scoring for Phoenix Super LPG.
Well, right off the bat, they got started, and I think that was key. We also saw Jason Perkins get started right away, but you can also see, and I mentioned this earlier, you know, the sense of urgency. Everyone on the same page, and you saw the intensity and the care to detail on both ends of the court for Phoenix. So that was a good start of the game and into the first half of the game, and hopefully they can repeat that performance in the second half.
Castro's going to be starting out here. He did come off the bench. He has been coming off the bench so far here in the first 2 games for TNT.
I think a lot of it has to do with just load management as well. I mean, obviously not Kawhi Leonard style, but you know, he is 35 years old, and he's not the type of guy that you can have run the entire show, the entire game, all 48 minutes. Someone that you're going to have to bring along slowly and get him ready just in time for the playoffs. As Jason Perkins gets on the board, look like a good connection between him and Vic Manuel.
Manuel has really gotten his teammates involved. Not to mention leading the scoring. Another find inside. Rosario gets denied. Troy was free there just for a fraction of a second.
Really good defense by Phoenix. We've seen that this entire game, but they can't afford to make these types of turnovers because TNT has been able to capitalize off of those turnovers like we just saw now.
Secondary break there with Kelly Williams. Basket on one opportunity here. For a one-time PBA MVP.
Phoenix has 12 turnovers, and I want to mention this stat because it's a very important stat. Actually, TNT leads the league in steals, and they're also in the top 2 as far as points from those turnovers. That's something that Phoenix is going to have to be aware of.
Lead now has been cut to 4. This is the closest that TNT has come in quite a while. Where did they go? Their main man, the muscle man. Quick double, there's no one there. Usually they have someone at the corner.
That was a good defensive play there by TNT. You could see that's some of the adjustments that are going to be made there. In the first half, what they were really doing was they were trapping Matthew right out there on the wing or at the top of the key. Now they're starting to double team Vic Manuel. It looked like Vic Manuel wasn't prepared for that double team.
Castro. Now to Pugoy. Pugoy inside the floater, a little bit too strong. You saw that the moment he released it. Referee saying, let's go the other way. Banchero calling out 4 down. See if there's a quick double once again. When they go to Manuel. Open for 3, Hazul, no. Williams still now goes to the basket. Lays it through.
From start to finish, very good take. Challenging Jason Perkins at that by Kelly Williams.
Lead is down to 2. Phoenix now looking a little beleaguered. Right, with a shot clock. Winding down, they're gonna lose it. Here's Williams once again in the open court. Finds Pugoy. Pugoy for 3. Short. Perkins to right. They're gonna wait for the rest of the squad and then run their set. Banchero up against Williams, puts up a 3. Not that time.
It was a big rebound.
Kobuntin finds Pugoy. Pugoy short. Hazul. Nice tap there from the back from Kobuntin. Finds Castro. Castro will be fouled. Nothing Azul could do. Just stop the offense. And here comes Mikey Williams back in the fray.
Both teams had opportunities to score, but just not able to connect.
Asking for the pick. Now there's Rosario. Williams, gotta make his move. He gave it up. 3 seconds remaining. Kobuntin had to launch that one.
That wasn't the shot that they were looking for, TNT.
Perkins gets away inside.
And finally got to them because the last 2 defensive transitions by TNT, they were having a tough time locating their man. A few guys left wide open, particularly RJ Hazul in the corner.
Williams to the offensive rebound, explodes to the basket. 2 free throws coming the way of Kelly.
Good strong take by Kelly Williams.
No look pass. Perkins at the right place at the right time.
Just no one around him and no communication at that. You know, normally if that is your man and you're the other big, you call out to the big guy your teammate that's ahead of you and you tell him to take him, I'll take your man. I don't know if that's exactly what happened or didn't happen, who knows, but Jason Perkins was left wide open there. That can't happen. So like that was a result, a direct result, because what I mentioned before, they were having miscommunication in the previous two defensive transitions. They had a tough time locating who they were supposed to pick up. There was confusion there. Twice, two of Phoenix players were left wide open. Finally, they were able to score because Jason Perkins was left wide open again.
Two missed free throws there by Kelly Williams. Will keep the score where it's at. 4-point lead by Phoenix. Not a safe lead by any standard. And Wright knows it. Steps back. Will miss though. Nice rebound there by Williams. Mikey, that is. Pushes it forward. The blur!
Nice move.
He's still got that
He
speed.
still has it. He's still the blur. That was a quick move to the basket. Nice spin move.
Banchero. Swipe there. And Williams says, I got all ball.
And some more indication of Chris Banchero starting to get acclimated into playing form. That was a nice move there by Chris Banchero, but let's take a look at this move here by Jason Castro. Nice spin move off the glass.
Just got away from the defense. Adams gonna check in. He is supposed to be the starting five. Center position for TNT Tropang Giga. But Williams has done so well. Banchero makes the second. Lead back up to 4. It's Mikey once again. Looks inside to Aram.
Beautiful pass. You know, it was open in the first half, Anthony. That big man flashed to the free throw line extended there. And because JP Aram is about 6'7", 6'8", he could see over the defense. He found Troy Rosario underneath the basket.
Perkins hits. Lead back up to 4.
Perkins looking really good in this game.
When your front court starts scoring like that, Perkins, together with Vic Manuel, it opens things up for the guards outside. Williams to the corner. Cobuntin, short. Right, bounce pass, Banchero, back to right. Wright's gonna miss though. Cobuntin thought about it, then launches, and then misses. No confidence in the shot. A lot of times, when he gets that pass, just launch. He does have that in his arsenal.
You know, sometimes when you're left wide open, you don't expect to be that open. Sort of throws you off.
That pass is just a little bit too high from Matthew Wright. Phoenix want to talk things over here. They're clinging on to this 4-point lead. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Coming out of retirement for Kelly Williams is a welcome sight for the fans of TNT. And these numbers, a welcome sight for Coach Chot Reyes.
Well, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. A consistent game for Kelly Williams, considering that he has been out for quite some time at 39 years old. we've seen quite a few nice plays by Kelly Williams so far in this conference. An alley-oop in their first game versus Terra Firma. I was talking to Kelly Williams before the conference started, and he said that he's become more of a coach, particularly with the bigs, because now that it's Coach Chut's offense, the dribble drive offense, many of these guys don't know exactly where to go. So he's there not just as a player, but also as a coach, particularly a big man coach. Let's take a look at Jason Perkins' numbers so far. 12.6 rebounds, shooting very well from the field. And this is more of the Jason Perkins that we saw in the previous conferences. So, again, some players, some teams, it's going to take them some time, a little bit longer than others, to really get themselves going. Perhaps that's the case with Jason Perkins.
Castro says he's okay, just catching his breath. Castro not afraid to take his game inside that shaded lane. Gets sandwiched there.
It's a lot of contact, especially from two big guys. Jason Perkins is over 260 pounds, and I don't know how heavy Justin Chua is, but he looks pretty heavy.
Huh.
I mean, I don't want to insult the guy, but about solid, about 6'6", 250 pounds, yeah, for sure.
I would say 6'7".
6'6", 6'7". Seriously, I don't think I can play in today's game. What do you think? There's no way.
Of course you can.
I don't
just elevate over these guys. Come on.
I have to develop a three-point shot.
Well, again, players adapt to the different situations.
That is true. That is true. I probably would have.
You would have, for sure. Williams, nice bounce pass. Kobuntin can't get that to drop.
He's got to finish those plays.
Mikey saying, you just cost me a
assist. And Chris Banchero starting to really find his mark here in this basketball game. That's a good sign for his teammates. That's a good sign for Phoenix. That was a nice move to the bucket.
Lead is back up to 4. Asking for the clear out.
That middle part is open for JP Eram.
Finally, they go to him. Eram blows that shot. And a foul's going to be called there on Eram on Demusis.
Just sprint back on defense. Don't try to pop the ball loose. That's just a cheap foul there. But I want JP Eram to do a better job of sealing and flashing to the ball. I know there's a lot of long arms and hands there, obstructing the view of the guards, but really try to make an effort to make yourself even more available. That's 6'8", long frame.
Right to the basket. He's going to be called for the charge. He knew it.
Good defensive play there. Nice anticipation. Is that Glenn Putin? Yeah, nice defensive play there.
Azul's going to check in for Matthew Wright. Still a 4-point lead enjoyed here by Phoenix. But the question is, how long can they hold on to this lead? Their offense has stalled a little bit. Mikey, pass a little bit too low. Kobuntin handles. Castro once again.
Nice.
Basket and one there for Glenn Kobuntin.
So good patience displayed by TNT in that zone offense. Phoenix has been pounding that zone defense, making it very difficult for TNT, quite frankly, to get off offensively, but these are great plays by TNT. It's good penetration there by Jason Castro, finding a cutting Glenn Kobuntin.
Jason really makes things happen for his squad. He has been. Since the moment he's entered this league, and he has been a real thorn, not just for his opponents here in the PBA, but all over Asia. Asia's #1 point guard for quite a while. And he says he's not yet finished. Short. Here's Castro in the open court. Sidesteps. Just too easy.
That's what he does best, Anthony, especially in the open court.
And the lead is now with TNT. First taste of the lead for Tropang Giga. The Muses is pass telegraphed. Nice steal there by Banchero.
So the biggest thing here is how does Phoenix respond? You know, because they've been controlling this basketball game for nearly 3 quarters now.
Gabe Montalvo's gonna check in. That's gonna be a good matchup. Montalvo up against Melesio. Backcourt mates over at De La Salle University. Now rivals. They're squaring off against each other over the corner. 2 on the outside against Rosario. Banchero against Mikey Williams. Another good matchup. 2 free throws coming the way here of Chris. TNT Tropang Giga want to talk things over. Despite the fact they've got the lead. We'll be back for more. 2:53 remains here in the third. Back to this matchup. Phoenix up against TNT here at the Inara Sports Arena in Pasig. We're in the third period. TNT has just taken the lead for the very first time here by 1. Anthony Sutay together with Ali P. Got the ball for this one, and as we said at the top of the coverage, an intriguing matchup between these 2 squads.
Sometimes when a team is down, you can still sense that they're coming because of the way they're scoring. And that's what we saw in this third quarter. TNT, for the majority of the quarter, they were down, but they were climbing back in because they were getting really good offense out of their team. A lot of good execution, a lot of good decisions out there in terms of setting their teammates up. And so now they're up by 1 point here. The biggest thing now is how does Phoenix respond to being down by 1? And if TNT starts extending this lead, now it's tied, but if they start to extend this lead, now how does the pressure start to mount on Phoenix, knowing that they could possibly drop to 1-4 in this conference?
1-4 is going to be a huge hole. Mikey. Out to Marcelo. Marcelo's going to launch a 3. Boy, Adam with the offensive rebound. Finds Marcelo. Marcelo, basket and 1.
We've seen that a lot from TNT so far in this conference. Great big-to-big connect. Good interior passing here. JP Adam hasn't really been doing much offensively. He could have just said, you know what, I'm going to try to score here, but he did the unselfish thing, finding Dave Marcelo cutting to the basket.
Marcelo hits that free throw. It's now a 2-point lead for TNT. It's not that big of a lead, but so far the biggest lead of TNT.
If you're Coach Chet Reyes, you got to be pleased with the way this team has responded with the adversity that they were going through, especially in the first half.
Pass there from Mikey. Goes to no one. Pascual's going to check in. He hit a 3-pointer earlier in the first half. Banchero hounded there by Montalvo. Azul left open. Doesn't make them pay. Mikey now. To the wing. Montalvo left open for 3 there. Thought about it. Goes inside to Eram. Eram gets blocked. Melesio. That's gonna count. It's De La Salle University up against De La Salle University.
This kid plays with so much confidence. Just taking it all the way, understanding that there's going to be some contact there, but having enough focus and concentration to still get the shot off with the and one.
That's the word. Concentration. Completes that 3-point play. And Phoenix back up on top here. Mikey, they're really trying to set up Eram.
They really are, but you know what? Phoenix is doing a good job defensively. You know, they blocked the shot earlier on, and now they got Jansen Rios, who's a smaller defender, but an energizer guarding him. And I gotta say, Chris Benchero is really starting to look, he looks so much better in comparison to that first game.
He's like, come on, Alec, cut me some slack. This is my first time out. After quite a bit.
It's good to see him back, though. It
Oh,
really
definitely.
is.
Marcelo, good effort there from the big man. 1:21 remaining here in the third period. Lead back up to Phoenix, back with Phoenix. Just by a single point, though. They were up by as big as 16 at one stage. And then TNT made their move. Melesio. Back rims that one. He's one of those players you can't give him that much space. Getting away and losing it is Marcelo.
Look, those are nice passes by Mikey Williams to Dave Marcelo. But I'm also impressed with the way Phoenix is responding to that, the way they're reacting. They sprinted back on defense to contest that shot by Dave Marcelo, which resulted in a turnover.
And they're not panicking. Here's Wright. Hits, and the lead is back up to 4.
From the top of the key, Matthew Wright, just so steady, you know, all the way through. And the confidence.
Here's Williams. For some space. Pascual says, I got the block. He was actually trying to make a pass there. But nonetheless, still a good defensive effort.
Phoenix is doing a really good job of not just sprinting back on defense, but let's take a look at this play here, this isolation play. Mismatch, Dave Marcelo, the slower defender, trying to guard Matthew Wright. Matthew Wright drains it from three-point country.
Castro back in. Forced to throw it out.
That was close.
Very close to a 5-second violation. Castro. Gonna drop. There's Eram for the offensive rebound. He led to the line for 2.
Good job by Poi Adam crashing the offensive glass.
Both teams in the penalty.
I mean, that's a good challenge there. Like by Jansen Rios.
I think Pascual could do there, but just foul Eram. Try to bring TNT to within 2.
And JP Adam, a huge pickup in the offseason for TNT a few seasons back. You know, a guy that could definitely give you double-doubles in offense in scoring and rebounding, but also the block shots. At one point, he was averaging 2 block shots per ball game.
Wright's got to make his move. Game clock is at 1 second. Got a good shot up. It's not going to drop, but still. got Phoenix holding on to this lead. As we head into the fourth, they're up by 3. Phoenix up against TNT Tropang Giga here this Sunday afternoon. Second of our doubleheader. Cap off our weekend. We talk about Phoenix LPG. This gentleman right here is their true leader.
Well, it looks like he's on his way to another 20-point plus game. 13 points right now, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for Matthew Wright. And then again, consistency at the 3-point mark. He's been knocking down 3-point shot after 3-point shot in this conference. And he is truly their go-to guy, their main scorer. But you know, when he first came into the league, I was very impressed with him because right off the bat, like, he took it straight to Jumar Fajardo. I think that was his, I believe I'm correct, that was his first game. That was his debut game, and going up against no other team than San Miguel Beer. But I remember talking to him about that. He said at that point he didn't know anything about San Miguel Beer. He had no idea who Jumar Fajardo was. He was just put into the forefront, and he managed to turn a lot of heads. I believe he had around 16 points that night, 16 to 18 points that night.
So you mean to say if he had butterflies in his stomach, because if he knew who San Miguel was, then maybe he might not have come up with 16 points?
Sometimes that's the best thing. You know, there's a lot of things that I like to do a lot of research, and I didn't realize that he had actually averaged double figures he played in one of the top conferences in the NCAA back in the States, and he managed to average around 17 points per ball game. That's pretty impressive. He wasn't drafted into the NBA, but he ended up having a pretty good international career. He started his career in France, then made his way over to the ABL, and now here in the PBA. So pretty interesting journey from Matthew Wright.
On the line now, Kelly Williams missing the first. Kelly Williams from the United States, straight to the PBA. Multiple PBA champion and one-time PBA MVP. Rios is checked in. Hitting from the outside.
Wow.
Is Melesio.
Hey, that's why he's playing. He's a rookie, but he's not shy at all.
But he does have that range. Bogoy has that range as well. We'll bring it closer though.
That was a nice strong move, powering that ball into the basket by R. Bogoy. Just going back to quarter scoring, Anthony, you know, the statistic popped up. I just wanted to address that. It was the first quarter where Phoenix really took control of the basketball game. It's a nice pass. Not only is he scoring, Melesio, but he's setting up his teammates. That was a nice dish to Jansen Rios. But the last 2 quarters, prior to the third quarter, the last 2 quarters, TNT has controlled.
Kobuntin for 3. Rattles out. Here's Melesio. Trying to pick at the pace, but Azul says, nope, let's slow things down. Wait for Matthew. Azul! Can't get them to drop. Leads at 5 though. Castro! No. Tip. Goes out to Kobuntin. They swing it. Right back to Castro. Bogoy with a 3. Yes.
Second chance opportunities. You know, Poyera wasn't able to grab the offensive rebound, but certainly he was able to tip it to one of his teammates. It's either him or Kelly Williams. But either way, 50-50 balls, long rebounds, resulting in points for TNT.
Nice move by Wright.
First we see the three-point shot, then we see the penetration, stop on a dime, and pull up for the mid-range jump shot.
Now Castro once again gets denied that time. Melesio just launches and hits another one.
Oh my gosh. And with no hand up either. Like, you know that this guy is going to try to light you up, and he's playing with a lot of confidence. Let's take a look at this take here by Matthew Wright. You know, gets the defense to react here, then stops and pops. And look at this rookie, Melesio. He's not playing like a rookie. This is a pull-up with no TNT defender near him. Draining that three-point shot. I'm very impressed with this rookie.
We got an official timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Gusto mo ba ng kakaibang viewing experience sa PBA? Register to join the PBA Virtual Fan Experience and become a Bida fan. Dahil dito sa PBA, tayo ang Bida. Registration link will be posted a day before each PBA game day on the PBA, PBA Rush, TV5, and One Sports Facebook page. Algin Melesio there with 8 points already. Coming off the bench.
So it looked like that was a long two.
But nonetheless, it's still a gutsy
It
shot.
was still a gutsy shot.
Here's Mikey Williams back. They're laying off on him. Cobuntin looks for some space, a little bit too strong. Now they're gonna walk it up. Hazul left open. Nice rebound by Pogoy.
TNT is having a tough time locating the shooters in the corner for some reason.
About 3 or 4 times that's happened.
Yes,
Ali.
exactly. Throughout the entire game.
Wide open. Williams can hit. Cobuntin, power board. 2 free throws coming up here for Glenn.
Great offensive rebound and effort by Cobuntin. Hey, look, you know, Matthew Wright, you know, they're talking to each other right now, but Matthew Wright's got to box out. This is good effort here. There's nothing else. This is just straight hard work.
Burst is not going to drop. TNT has missed a few free throws here. A couple already from Kelly Williams.
You know, they've missed free throws to where they could have extended the lead, you know, that they once had, or just try to get closer to Phoenix. But free throws are very, very important. Everyone knows that. But right now, they're not shooting very well from the free throw line. They're shooting less than 60%. Meanwhile, Phoenix, they're knocking down their free throws pretty well, 77%.
Perkins has checked back in. It's been quite a while since we've seen the muscle man.
You know, the only thing that I can think of right now, Anthony, is that they're just trying to preserve him. Possibly, or hopefully he might, I don't know, maybe he re-aggravated something. But that's a very good question. I really would like to know what's going on.
Kobutin is going to hit the bench. So they got a little bit more ceiling. Sorry, as usual, camping down on the baseline now. Tries to seal right. Williams for three. Gets that to rattle through.
It's a big shot by Mikey Williams, and you know, now we can truly see why TNT selected him in the draft.
Answering right back.
Then we,
Melesio.
but then we can see why Phoenix picked up Melesio.
Melesio was able to lead De La Salle University to a UAAP championship. And right now trying to lead the charge. Coming off the bench here for Phoenix. Mikey. It's rookie against rookie. And as you mentioned, Ali, Mikey Williams is no rookie.
It's not a rookie at all, by any means of the sort. You know, on paper, yes, but you're talking about a guy that's well-traveled, has a lot of experience in the professional ranks. I would say it's safe to say that he reminds me a lot of Matthew Wright when he first came into the league. So,
or Stanley Pringle.
Or Stanley Pringle, for that matter. But they got to make their free throws. Right on point, here comes the muscle man, Vic Manuel.
And it seems like Phoenix has been able to preserve him quite well. He's coming in for the final 7 minutes, 19 seconds, and they still have a 5-point edge.
And they were able to sustain the lead that they got back while Vic Manuel was sitting on the bench, so that's a very good sign.
And Chris Panchero is back as well, so more firepower here for Phoenix. Looking for a strong kick.
It's a good move by Coach Topex Robinson in the stretch of the game. Bring your veterans in.
That's going to drop for Perkins.
That was a tough shot by Jason Perkins over Kelly Williams.
Kelly off his foot. Seven-point lead here enjoyed by Phoenix, and they've got possession. But I guess you have to say Phoenix has to look to score here once again, because TNT is the kind of team
they can come back.
Right back.
Definitely, definitely. And TNT in a 2-3 zone right now.
Inside to the muscle man. Poor pass. Mikey. Gets all the way in, overshoots. But there is Troy Rosario.
Good hustle by Troy Rosario. What you want to do as a big is, especially if your guard is leading the break and it looks like he's about to attack the basket, you want to trail behind him to clean up after him.
Melesio offline that time. Jason has checked in also for TNT. Nice seal. The muscle man says, let's see you hit 2 free throws. And TNT has missed a lot of free throws already here this evening. They cannot afford any more misses. Under 6 minutes remaining. And they still trail by 5.
I like the way Troy Rosario sprinted the floor and then sealed. But you're right, Anthony. They need to start making their free throws here. There we go.
Now Azul's going to check in. So here comes the veteran crew to do mop-up duty. But then I think maybe they might give Matthew Wright a minute and a half.
It's about a minute, just to kind of recover a little bit. They're going to need him definitely with the last 4 minutes of the ball game. But you have RJ Hazul, Vic Manuel, and Chris Panchero, all part of that Alaska team that made it to the finals numerous times but failed to get the gold. But they're here for Phoenix, and this is a perfect time for all those guys to be in the game together.
Melesio, nice find. Hazul for 3. overshoots. Pogoy's gonna track that down. Pogoy. Nice to find Rosario. Rosario will be fouled. 2 more free throws coming up here for Troy. He doesn't like it.
I'd like to see the replay on the other side, but Troy Rosario's, yeah, he's working hard. He's doing the right things there. He put himself in the good position to receive that pass from R.R. Pogoy.
Phoenix now in the penalty with 5:22 still to be played. Expect Matthew Wright to come in about a minute, possibly spelling Melesio.
And of course, the bigs in the modern game can knock down three-point shots, and a lot of them will pick and pop out to the three-point line. But you also want to cut to the basket and try to put yourself in a position to get the offensive rebound or get that drop pass.
Technical foul is going to be called here. Not a time you want to pick up a technical foul just when your opponent has gotten some momentum. Castro's going to take this one.
Who's a technical foul called on?
And Castro's not going to drop that. It looked like it was on Coach Topex.
And I really want to see that foul from the other angle there. But TNT has had their opportunities, and they got to take advantage of it. And one
Castro missing a free throw.
Uncharacteristic.
That would have tied the ball game. 1 point lead here. Melesio calling out the play. Does his go fist.
Again, zone defense, matchup zone for TNT. It's been working so far.
Melesio trying to look for space. The muscle man. Extra pass. Panchera for 3. Short. Castro comes out of the pack.
Excellent challenge by Kelly Williams.
Under 5 minutes, Castro with a handoff. Rosario gets away once again.
Hey, sometimes it's just about putting yourself in the right position at the right time. Jason Castro being able to find Troy Rosario for the drop pass.
TNT back up by 1. Perkins for 3. Nothing there. Williams says, let's bring it up. Let's give it to Jason. Jason attacks right away. TNT has hardly held the lead here, but they're holding on to it by 1. Williams, that could be a big short. Azul rushes down. Melesio. Now we need to see Matthew Wright for the Phoenix Fuelmasters. Melesio trying to make his moves, gonna lose it. 2-1. Pogoy finishes.
It's been the defense of TNT and then the hustle on offense. This time, R.R. Pogoy making a nice defensive play. And let's take a look at this play here by Jason Castro. The handoff underneath the basket to Troy Rosario for the deuce. And then the defensive play I was talking about earlier. Nice steal by R.R. Pogoy. TNT does lead the league in steals and converts.
Back to the action here. Coming to you from the Nana Sports Arena. Anthony Sutay together with Ali Pink. Exciting finish here. It's TNT up against Phoenix here this Sunday evening.
Well, it's been the defense of TNT down the stretch here. And, I did talk about how Talk and Text does lead the league in steals. But first, let's talk about Troy Rosario. 13 big points. We talked about his production in the last game, double-doubles. He's on track here to having another big game. He's already having a big game, but I wanted to talk about this statistic here, 12 steals. Talking Tex leads the league in steals, and points from turnovers, they're number 2 overall. They're averaging 20 points off those turnovers, and we're seeing some of that pay dividends in the stretch of this fourth quarter.
Here comes Matthew Wright. As expected. Castro finds Williams. Williams will lose the handle. Castro's going to pick up a foul. That's a good foul. Only the first team foul for TNT.
Yeah, definitely, and it stopped the momentum of Phoenix. They did have numbers. They could have scored there.
Let's see if they go back to their two-man game with a muscle man. Perkins. Hazul has been left open all night and finally drains one. We're tied at 80.
Well, I was expecting Kelly Williams to run out there and challenge that shot. He had been doing that the last few times down the court, but this time it was a smaller defender, Jason Castro.
Only the second deadlock we have here, Ali. Williams shaking, baking, finding some space. That won't drop. Got the shot he wanted, just couldn't hit it.
That was a good take there by Mikey Williams, just fell short. But let's take a look at this. This is a nice pass by Jason Perkins in the corner to RJ Hazul, who's able to knock down the three-point shot there.
And he says, finally.
Finally, because he had opportunities before, and he just couldn't convert.
Banchero finds Wright. The muscle man inside. Blows that layup. Pugoy comes out. And now, Mikey Williams says, we're still tied. That's going to be a 8-second violation.
TNT cannot afford these types of turnovers. And again, Mikey Williams adjusting to the way the officials call games. You got to get that ball across the court. A lot of those seconds were taken up, Anthony, with that the scramble,
right,
where you saw all the bodies on the floor. You got to keep those into consideration. But also, that was good defense by Phoenix. They trapped Mikey Williams right away.
Who's going to blink first here? The muscle man. Almost lost it, eventually does.
It's pressure defense there by Kelly Williams. And another turnover for Phoenix.
They're asking Mikey to run the show. Mikey with the layup, a little bit too strong. Rosario was there.
He's having a big game, Anthony, and you know, I talked about, you know, where this team goes, he's one of the main factors. He's doing a really good job tonight. Scoring, rebounding. Again, he's on his way to a double-double in both the scoring and rebounds.
Almost another steal. Shot clock down to 3. Do they realize it? Wright does and misses. Mikey thought.
It looked like he's trying to call a
Thought he was gonna
timeout.
call a timeout, exactly. Williams misfires.
That was a tough shot there by Mikey Williams.
Talbo's in. Here's Azul. He hit a 3 earlier. Brings it closer. Foul's going to be called. Only the second team foul for TNT. Under a minute to play here. You want an exciting finish? We've got one for you here tonight.
It's been a really good game so far for Phoenix and TNT.
Timeout will be called by the Phoenix Fuelmasters. Coach Topex looking to draw something up to bring his team even here tonight. Welcome back to the Linares Sports Arena for the thrilling finish between Phoenix and TNT Tropang Giga. TNT up by 2 here. Still a lot of time remaining. A lot can still happen. But everything hangs in the balance with this offensive thrust here for Phoenix to start things off.
There's more than enough time for both these teams. But I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with the way Mikey Williams has orchestrated and run the offense here, especially in this fourth quarter. You don't see too much, you don't see any panic in him. You just see him really steady. And I would want to believe that some of those shots that he took, the shots that he wasn't able to convert on, are shots that he's very capable of making. But so far, I like what he's seeing. I'm just going to his stats. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. But having said that, Phoenix has a lot of time to gain the lead here, or tie the ball game and gain the lead.
Right, with the inbound. Finds Perkins. They go to Banchero. Perkins open. Will bring it closer, falls away. A little bit too strong. Rosario with the rebound. And he'll bring it up. And call a timeout. 17 seconds remains on their shot clock. They say it's going to be a full timeout. We'll be back. Back to the action here. Coach Reyes looking for a play that just could ice this. Let's take a look at the team standings. TNT Tropang Giga looking to get another victory so they can stay in step with the red-hot Magnolia Hotshots.
Well, for sure, TNT is in good condition right now. You know, outside of Magnolia, they're the only 2 undefeated teams. And if they can secure this win tonight, they put themselves in a really good position. But Phoenix, they have to figure out a way to win this game tonight. They certainly don't want to fall to 1-4. It wouldn't be very, very good for Phoenix.
Especially since they've led essentially about 85% of the way.
Exactly.
40.2 seconds remain in the game. 17 seconds remain in the shot clock here for TNT. Pogoy doing the inbound chores. They might look to Mikey once again. Get it to Williams. He looks for Mikey. Mikey creates, falls, and a chance here for Phoenix. Difference of about 4 seconds. Game clock, shot clock. But once again, Coach Chot going exclusively to Mikey Williams here in the last 2 minutes.
Well, after that handoff, we'll discuss more of that when we get back.
Welcome back to Inares. Anthony Sutai here together with Ali Peak. Right back to my question. Coach Chod Reyes almost exclusively asking Mikey Williams to take control here in the last 2 minutes.
Well, they definitely isolated him from the top, and I'm not sure if that's exactly what they were trying to get, but after that handoff by Kelly Williams, that looked to be that, but you know, he was unable to convert there. There was 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 40 seconds left at that point, 17 seconds left on the shot clock. They had more than enough time to really execute the play that they wanted to get the best shot available. I don't think that's exactly what they were able to do in that sequence.
Right now, they need a defensive stop for Phoenix. They need to score to tie things up. Little pushing and shoving here between Montalvo and Melesio, two longtime teammates, and now rivals here tonight. Almost can't get it inside. Phoenix will call a 30-second timeout.
And you notice that Kelly Williams was on Matthew Wright, denying him. He did a really good job of preventing the pass to Matthew Wright. That's the last person you want to receive the ball if you're TNT.
Where does Phoenix go in this particular offensive thrust, just to tie things up?
Well, let's take a look here. And again, you see that Kabuntin and Kelly Williams switch that screen there. So now you have Perkins being guarded by Kabuntin, but the key here was Matthew Wright was denied. But if you're Phoenix, you have different types of options here. There's Chris Branchero that can set up the play. Definitely Matthew Wright is your first option. After that, Jason Perkins and the muscle man, Big Manuel. RJ Hazul also in the corner. Let's take a look here. Timeouts. TNT has one full timeout left and 132nd. Phoenix has no more timeouts left here, so they have to really try to make this work.
Both teams with no more fouls to give. Rosario's going to take the delay of game here.
I mentioned earlier that Vic Manuel is in the game. He's not in the game. Actually, Topex Robinson's doing the right thing by having guards, particularly shooters, three-point shooters, out there to be more of a threat.
They're going to ask Matthew Wright to create here. Shot clock down to 8. Perkins comes out. Wright attacks. Back to Perkins. Perkins inside, short. That could be it.
That's it.
Montalvo's going to be fouled.
Just not the execution that Phoenix was looking for. And I was expecting more of an attack than anything. Maybe, you know. But again, good defense by Troy Rosario by catching up with Matthew Wright and cutting off that lane there. And R.R. Pogoy does a really good job of challenging this shot by Jason Perkins.
I thought Montalvo was just going to throw it over to the other side. They're going to put a couple of seconds back, so they say exactly 2.2. Remember, Phoenix has no more timeout.
They're just going to have to heave it, but it was Montalvo and Troy Rosario that collapsed and did a really good job of defending Matthew Wright's initial drive to the basket. So it stopped him in his tracks. He had no choice but to kick it out to Jason Perkins, and Jason Perkins ended up having to go with it because time was winding down.
One final heave, just for the final score. And for a team that has led just about 90% of the way, this is going to be tough. A tough pill to swallow, because Tropang Giga will escape with this one, 84-80. And in just a little bit, we're going to have our best player of the ball game, but still, it'll be interesting to see exactly what Coach Chot's going to be able to tell us a little bit later on. Right now, we have our best player, our next level player of the game, is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Troy Rosario, definitely 15 points, 8 rebounds. He put himself in the right position at the right time, especially when his teammates needed it, whether it was getting drop passes and finishing, or tip-ins, offensive rebounds, or simply running the floor, outworking everybody.
TNT Tropang Giga takes this one. When we come back, we're going to hear from Troy and Coach Chot Reyes.
Good evening. We are here with the best player of the game, Troy Rosario, and TNT Tropang Giga head coach Chot Reyes. Troy, almost everyone contributed tonight. What can you say about your team's collective effort?
Siyempre masaya kasi hindi ganun yung gusto namin start. Pero yun nga, throughout the game, talagang linaban lang namin. Kasi alam namin na mahaba pa yung laro. Nung gumana na yung depensa namin, yun yung nagbigay ng opportunity sa offense namin para makatakbo kami, na nakuha namin yung rhythm namin sa offense.
Troy, tatlong sunod na panalo. Ano yung sa tingin mo yung key sa mga laro nyo?
Siguro yung collective effort. Every player na ipasok talagang nagko-contribute offensively or defensively.
Last na, Troy, anong message mo yung birthday niya?
Coach, happy birthday. Sinabi mo kanina kung anong gusto mo ngayong birthday mo. So, eto na, binigyan namin.
Thank you, Troy.
Thank you, Troy. Now we go to Coach Chot Reyes. Coach, happy birthday. Your thoughts on the game?
Thank you. Well, first of all, I thought Phoenix came in with an excellent game plan. They had prepared for us really well. They knew exactly how we wanted to do things. And we started the game really, really flat. I guess just the rigors of playing a game 2 days ago and then 1 day break. We're not yet at that level. We're not yet at that stage where we can come in and play successive games well at this point, I guess. So the good thing lang is that, like Troy said, even when they went up big, we just kept at it, and I just kept throwing players in. We put a player in, it wasn't working, pull him out, went deep into the bench, I thought Ping Eximiniano played exceptionally well, Dave Marcelo, Jay Wash, they contributed. And like I said, they kept us in the ball game until, we figured out a way towards the end.
Next question, Ray Hoble.
About Troy Rosario, no? Kasi dati ginugroom siya as parang heir apparent ni Randy Del Ocampo. So parang nagte-take siya ng mga outside shots katulad ng ginagawa ni Ranedel before. No? But now, nakikita natin may extra effort talaga siya na lumaro ng solid sa ilalim. And we've seen the past 2 games na double-double yung averages niya. So meron ka ba sinabi sa kanya in terms of his approach sa game?
Simple lang. I just told Troy in our team building pre-season training camp, sinabi ko kay Troy, I don't need you to be the next Ranedel de Ocampo. I need you to be the first Troy Rosario. Show me who Troy Rosario is. And I think that took a lot of weight off his shoulders. Sabi ko, maglaro ka lang. I don't need you to be Ranedel. I need you to be Troy. I need the first, the best Troy Rosario. And hopefully, fortunately, he's responding so far. A couple of excellent games for him. But yun lang ang sinabi ko sa kanya.
Coach, follow-up lang din ako, no? Kasi yung parang 15 seconds gone by pa lang sa laro, tapos nagkaroon ka kagad ng changes sa lineup mo. Ano yung rationale doon, Coach?
Mali kami ng hula sa starting lineup. We thought they would start big because their only win, they won, big start sila. So we thought that's how they would start this ball game. So that's how we went. And when I saw that they went small, then then nag-change kami because we're a small team. So mas okay nga sa amin yung nag-small sila. So we just went to a more regular lineup, a more regular rotation. Pero as you saw, it still didn't work kasi grabe ang init ng umpisa nila. Pero nung sinabi ko sa halftime, their Phoenix is playing really well and we're only down 5 points. So sabi ko, we have a chance in this ball game.
Thank you, Coach.
Next question, Denison Dalupang.
Hi, Coach Shot.
Hi,
Good
Denison.
evening and happy birthday po.
Thank you.
Coach, after 3 games in and 3 victories after, how do you like the team's progression po? And as a follow-up na rin po, how do you see yourself din po kung pwede po kayo magbigay ng assessment on yourself din. Thank you.
Still a long way to go. We're apparently, as you can see, I don't think we've played even 3 good quarters. I know we've been able to play a couple of good quarters. Today we played the second quarter really well, and I thought we played the fourth quarter well. But we're at that stage now where we should be able to string 4 good quarters together. But that's one. But secondly, I also think that we just need to get mentally tougher. We just need to get mentally tougher where, situations like this coming off. I know we were tired. I know, that Phoenix has had more rest than we did, but there's no excuse for us to start like that. Again, credit to the way Phoenix prepared for us. They threw that great defense on us at the start, and it took a long while before we could figure it out. But still, so right now, on the basketball court, I think we need to be able to play more good quarters together. We need to be able to string a whole game together. And secondly, I think we need to get mentally tougher.
Thank you very much, Coach.
That's all, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And happy birthday ulit.
Time now for us to look at the game highlights brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Right off the bat, Phoenix getting off to a really good start. See a lot of good connections between Matthew Wright and Vic Manuel, but it was really, the starting 5 that really did their damage early in the game. As Mikey Williams starts to make his presence felt in the first quarter.
Well, there you heard Coach Chot Reyes answer the question that you
Actually,
and I had.
I was wrong about that. That's right.
We were wondering, why did they call a timeout 15 seconds in? Well, slowly but surely you can see Mikey Williams starting to get comfortable here in the PBA. Though he didn't really hit the big shots expected of him in the last 2 minutes, but still, you can see the confidence that Coach Chot has in him.
Yeah, definitely. He ran the offense when it really mattered. But again, going back to this second quarter where Phoenix really took control, we saw more good plays by Vic Manuel. And then again, Mikey Williams starting to open up.
As we're taking a look at the highlights, can we just go back to what happened in the last play for Phoenix? Were you surprised that they didn't have somebody that can get his own shot deep down inside? They were only down by 2, and so that would have been good to have Vic Manuel in as well.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is 20/20. I really wouldn't know what was going on, as far as the coaching staff is concerned. But nonetheless, TNT really started to close the gap here, and they took the lead because of their defense, and then also getting out into transition and converting. Jason Castro giving TNT the lead in that third quarter.
When it got to the fourth quarter here, the more experienced team definitely put the hammer down. Jason Castro started to go inside to Troy Rosario, and he did most of the damage.
And the defense by R.R. Pogoy, a crucial play here, which converts to another 2 points, extending TNT's lead in the end of the fourth quarter.
Here's that final play. 2-man game. They go to Perkins. Perkins explodes to the basket, comes up short, and that was it.
Good defense, especially in that fourth quarter. The last part of the fourth quarter for TNT was really the difference maker, and TNT getting the win.
That does it here for our coverage. In behalf of my partner, Ali Peak, Anthony Stye saying thanks for joining us, everybody. Till next time, take care. Have a good night ahead. God bless.